Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to start out by welcoming some very important people. This winter season has been unbelievable in many regards. It's been a whirlwind, and I'll explain a little bit about that later. But I'd like to start out and just recognize all of our Board of Education members, even though they all may have be very busy people this evening. But first, we have with us tonight Ms. Sonia Masiga, the President of the Brewster Board of Education. I'd like to thank also, not here tonight, Ms. Carrie Cunningham, who's the Vice President, Mr. Eric Rutzner, who's a trustee, Ms. Daisy Jimenez Vasquez, a trustee, Ms. Francine Santos, a trustee, Mr. Jason Whitehead, a trustee of the Board of Education, and welcome with us tonight on the call, Mr. Scott Seaman, a trustee of the Brewster Board of Education. And at this time, I'd like to ask Mrs. Masika to say a few words.
Thank you so much. Just making sure, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You never know. Sometimes we're talking to ourselves and we don't even know. So just want to say thank you again for the introduction, and thank you for everyone who's on this evening, and just to all the athletes and the coaches and everyone who's just part of making this as much of a success as we possibly can in these really just everyday trying times, and we never know what each day brings us. And I'm just so proud of how we all pull together and try to do our best and get the most out of what we can, and for our athletes for just doing their best and really showing what athleticism is all about, and sports and teamwork and coming together and making it the best that it possibly could despite everything. So just congratulations to everyone, and thank you to everyone who did everything to just bring all of this together and make it as much of a success as it possibly could. So just thank you on behalf of the entire board.
Thank you, Ms. Masika. Appreciate your kind words. I also like to spend a few minutes thanking our district office administration. Dr. Banlow sends her regards. She was not able to be with us this evening. Dr. Michelle Goss is here, our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum Instruction. I thank Dr. Brad Harrington, our Director of Human Resources. Mr. Victor Carlson, who is our Directors for Operation and Finance. Mrs. Horler, who cannot be here tonight, who's Principal of Brewster High School. Mrs. Cole, who's Assistant Principal, and Mr. Rodriguez. I would be lying to all of you that if I didn't contact each and every one of these people a million times during this the organization, particularly when the high-risk sports were authorized. If it was a million times, it was one. But the fact of the matter is, I think Dr. Banlow and I had like the backbone between my house and her house, and the district office and the athletic office. So I really appreciate the support of everyone. And I think at this time, Dr. Gosh, I'd like to say a few words.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Berardo. Athletes, congratulations on completing a season like no other. Although shorter in length than typical winter seasons, I have no doubt that all the lessons that make athletics such a valuable experience are even more poignant given the circumstances in which you completed. We applaud your perseverance, work ethic, and dedication. Thank you for representing Brewster well. And again, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Gosh. It's true. On behalf of all the coaches and teams, there are a lot of people to thank. And we, obviously the Board of Ed and the District Office Administration, the high school administration, but really, there's a lot of other people that helped us. The Transportation Department, obviously we had to worry about negotiating how many people we could put on the bus. Should we run one bus? Should we run two buses? So Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Mutner, and Ms. Panzanella, their flexibility and help, their advice was really excellent, and we appreciated it. Every day there seemed to be a different challenge. Our Buildings and Grounds Department, Glenn Fryer, Ken Lynch, but they were very helpful. But when we were inside here, mostly at Brewster High School, the crew of Lars Olini is the head custodian, Bruce Duddy, Brian Harris, Rosa Lachey, Vinnie Merle, Charlene Sage, and Chris Howard, Rich DeRoss. They all took turns cleaning the floor. And a lot of people were amazed, but at Mr. Olini's insistence, we in between each practice used a scrubber, so it was kind of like a little Zamboni going on the floor. But a lot of schools were impressed with the attention to detail that we take as something that we do every day around here. So that was great. Mr. Trico, Brett Trico, our athletic trainer, did a lot of good things as far as helping out athletes and coaches and parents. a lot of tremendous efforts to keep things safe this season as well. So I appreciate him. Certainly the technology department, Mr. Chalora is on tonight, Mr. Castellano, the live streaming, we're starting to get a little bit like ESPN. We've got a lot of compliments about the live streaming, and it's certainly, an evolving process, and I don't think it's going away because it's great to have grandma and grandpa in another state, or even I've got parents of college students telling me that they could watch their siblings playing the game, and they were really appreciative of that. So that's a great thing to have, and thank them. Mr. Wood and the Varsity Club, this is a different venture going online for certain, but Mr. Wood's still there, a good partner helping with us. Certainly Ms. Piltman, who is the athletic secretary with the awards night program, is a big undertaking, and it's a little different online. The coaches, I can't thank all the coaches enough. This season, so many things changed quickly, so many things, and everyone was very helpful and flexible. I appreciate the effort, the adaptability, the leadership that everybody provided this fall. And Coach Nolan, being a sage coach, said to me one day, "Hey, team, we're all a team. We're going to work hard. We're going to get practices done. We're going to get games done." I mean, there were a couple of days there that we were so worried about getting things done that hey, the game's at 10 o'clock, and hey, who's going to do the scoreboard? Because there was just that kind of craziness. So I know that Coach Nelligan did the scoreboard one day. I know Coach Castaldo did the scoreboard another day. These are things that don't usually happen, but it was just like things were changing so quickly. So I certainly appreciate everybody's efforts there. The winter season certainly had its bumps in the road. We started out on remote learning, so we started out with gymnastics, outdoor track, which is supposed to be indoor track, but it was really outdoors, and skiing. Certainly, we could go, and we could not ski at that time because there was no snow, believe it or not. And we could race, but we never necessarily a place. We finally did get two meets inside, the two indoor meets that were outside at Yorktown, excuse me. And when things finally got clicking with skiing, then Thunder Ridge had a couple of challenges and we had to stop. Our gymnast works hard to get their practices in, and there was always a debate: should it be a virtual meet? Should it be a traditional meet? So when we kind of got all that stuff rocking and rolling, the governor came in and said, "Hey, we can authorize high risk sports, so let's do a 22-week season in 5 weeks or 6 weeks." And you know what? To our coach's credit, we did it. It was like a dust storm. It was like a whirlwind. Things couldn't get done quickly enough. We were reading through many pages of documents, preparing safely, and then when we started to get an idea of what we had to do, we had a week full of every other day there was a snowstorm or an ice storm. So it was truly crazy. And as soon as we seemed like we got our groove going again, the last week of the season was upon us. It was truly one of the most unbelievable experiences that I've had in education as a teacher or an administrator. I'd like to commend all of our educational community, the athletes, the families, for working hard to get the job done. I know that I appreciate the flexibility. We changed a lot of practice times on the fly. There was a couple of times with the weather that we decided, hey, we're going to get the minimum for 45-minute practice in for everybody. We had people be flexible with taking the temperature and the health screening. And while this may have been frustrating at times, we all understood what we needed to get done to get the athletes playing for the day. To our athletes, I appreciate your patience this winter. Certainly, there was a lot of hope and desire to play. And, I'm grateful that you all had the opportunity to get on the slope, the courts, the mats, the track, or the ice to compete and participate in the activities that you enjoy. Your flexibility with everything, taking the temperature, cleaning your hands, wearing face coverings. It was all new and challenging, but you all adjusted and you went about your business. And after a while, practice became practice. I also enjoyed seeing the camaraderie of every team being active and the fun that you had together. And it was great to have the gym and our athletic areas alive. I will also say that the one thing in the fall, which was very impressive for me and fun, the big positive for me is that, sometimes you get stuck in an office as an administrator, but to being involved with taking people's temperature and the health screener, I got to talk to you. I got to interact with you. We got to laugh. We got to, say good and make fun of each other. So it was a good thing. Thank you, athletes. I really appreciate it. And I know that we as an educational community are proud of what you and all of what you do as the positive representatives of Brewster. So before we just get set, a few logistical pieces about tonight. As you can see behind me, you got the awards. So we're not going to mail them. I would ask you if you are, if you get your letter bar pin, stop in the office. We'll have them ready for you. And I'll probably be standing outside the door of the hallway in between periods to try to get our athletes their awards. If you're not in school for whatever the reason, and you might be in the next couple of weeks, which we're looking forward to getting more people back in the building, right? But if you're not, give me a call in the office or email me, and we'll make sure that we get these awards that are rightfully yours to you. Okay, enough of me talking. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Mike Nicastro. He's going to talk about our junior varsity boys basketball team. Take it away, Coach.
Thank you, Coach Barado. As you alluded to already, this year was littered with unique challenges, and I really want to thank all the parents and the athletes for really rising to the challenge and rolling with the punches and doing everything that we needed to do to have a successful season. I'd like to thank Coach Nelligan, who has been instrumental in my development, both as a human being and as a coach, and has helped me, understand how to cultivate my passion and share it with the kids in probably the most effective way that I can. So, with that being said, I think that if we learned anything from this season and perhaps more broadly from this past year, is that we should never take the opportunities that we have for granted. I think this group of kids that I had, this group of athletes that I had, this group of young men, they did that. They took advantage of every opportunity that they had to improve as individuals and to grow together as a team. And I can't think of a higher compliment to give a group of athletes than that. It was an honor and a privilege to coach each one of them. And we didn't accomplish every goal that we set, but we aimed high and we worked tirelessly to live up to the expectations that we set for ourselves. It's a group of athletes that I believe will inevitably end up achieving great things both on and off the basketball court. Like I said, not only did we improve as individuals, but more importantly, this group of young men began to understand what it really means to play together. And my only regret this season is that we didn't have more games to show it and to prove it to our opponents and to ourselves to a lesser extent. Okay. But these guys are intelligent, hardworking, and dedicated. When you combine these attributes, success becomes inevitable. And I know that this is a group of young men that will find success because they understand the importance of optimism and hard work. That being said, I have 2 awards to give out. My first award is going to be for our team MVP. Led our team in scoring, made a terrific transition from his freshman year to his sophomore year. And I expect to see him go and make an impact on the varsity level next year almost immediately. And that's Christian Alviar. So congratulations, Christian. And then the second award, I probably should have queued up like an audio file of applause. Next year, I'll work on that. And then the second award that I have is a coach's award. And this goes to a young man that was basically asked to do more than almost anybody else on the team. Drew more charges than anybody in the team, than anyone on the team. I think he drew 3 charges in 1 game, which is a remarkable accomplishment. And, played bigger than he was more often than not. And that's Antonio Galicia. He's a model of hard work and effort and, ethics. Great job, Antonio. Thanks and again, thanks to everybody. Dean, you did a great job thanking everyone, but transportation, administrative offices, and all the other coaches incredibly flexible and made what didn't seem like a possibility of this season and made it a reality. And I know that all the coaches and players are very grateful for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Our next coach And team to introduce is junior varsity girls basketball, and that's Mr. Matt Cunningham.
Thank you, Dean. Good evening, everyone, and I appreciate, again, the wonderful introductions, Dean, that you provided. And I'd also like to just echo the thank yous for the administration with all the behind-the-scenes efforts that they put forward so that our athletes could find their way in a tough time on the court. And so it was certainly much appreciated. I also like to thank you and the athletic department for doing such a wonderful job. Allowing us to practice every day and get those games up and running in a very tough situation. It was not easy. The state didn't give us a lot of leeway there, so that was a wonderful job on your part, and I really appreciate that. I'd also like to thank Coach Mike Castaldo. He definitely is the heart and soul of our girls basketball program, puts a lot of time and effort into it, and it's been a real pleasure working with him. We have a lot of laughs. We have a lot of fun. But we force the girls to work really hard, and they certainly reciprocate that as well. So it's been wonderful working with Coach Castaldo, and I really appreciate that. And just finally, thank you to Mike, Coach Nicastro, and Coach Nelligan for always sharing time with us. And it's not easy to get 4 teams on a court, and so I appreciate their efforts on our behalf as well. Thank you so much. As far as our season goes, in true COVID fashion. We were only able to have 6 girls on our team. We started actually with 5, and we were able to, gather one more girl. So we ended with 6. And so we had it was a great season. We had some great wins over John Jay as well as Somers. We actually finished the John Jay game with 4 girls for the final 2 minutes. So that was a fun win for the girls, and they just did a wonderful job. They were so excited to be on the court. So the enthusiasm was something that carried us throughout the season. So I really do appreciate their efforts. I just quickly wanted to mention their names. Again, there were only 6, but it would be Margot Cunningham, Brianna Franklin, Madison Medina, Jordan Niles, Shay Rookwood, and Bree Washington. So they should all be congratulated on working incredibly hard this season for a great JV campaign. And I really do appreciate all the efforts they put forward. I do have 2 awards tonight that I'd like to give out to 2 very well-deserving young ladies. The first one is the Coaches Award that we have. This particular player, she has a condition. She has a hip condition that really plagues her every single day, where she has to do a tremendous amount of physical therapy just even to get up in the mornings. So for her to be able to play basketball each day is a real testament to her character and her attitude. And she's someone that played a tremendous amount as a result of us not having a lot of numbers. So she was out on the court a good portion of our games, and someone that never complained. Her standard response was, "I'm fine, I'm good," with a big smile, and she was always ready to go. So our Coaches Award goes to Madison Medina, very well deserved there. And then we also have a second deserving young lady, our MVP. She's been on the JV team now for 3 years. Started up in 8th grade, and she's just gotten better. She's improved each year, and she led our team in rebounds and points this year. And she's just someone that plays a tremendous amount of defense. She's really the center point of our team. She was our captain this year, and someone that Coach Castaldo and I really expect a lot out of over the next couple of years. And that would be Margot Cunningham. She's our MVP for this past season. So again, I wish all the teams congratulations. For a difficult season, but a very rewarding season. And it was a real gift, and I really do appreciate all the efforts on all the coaches that work so hard. So thank you very much, and thank the parents as well for their support.
Thank you, Coach Cunningham. I appreciate it. So right now, traditionally in the middle of the program, we do a couple different things. So we started out several years ago announcing the Scholar Athlete teams. So New York State Public High School Athletic Association honors teams and individuals that excel in the classroom. These student athletes, teams, and schools work very hard throughout the year and deserve to be recognized for their academic success. To receive a Scholar Athlete team recognition with a certificate, the team's average grade point average for 75% of the roster must be greater than or equal to 90%. So one of the things that's come out now is that the state only awarded the Winter Scholar Athlete teams to the season of low risk modified at this time, or low risk teams, lower moderate risk teams at this time. So when in a few weeks they set another deadline for us, and it's probably a cleaner break for the higher risk sports. So they had 2 clean breaks. So we are proud this evening to recognize our gymnastics team, our boys and girls skiing teams, and our indoor boys and girls track teams. All 5 of those teams were selected as Winter Scholar Athlete teams. So that's a great congratulations to those athletes. Very well deserved. So when we have the opportunity and get notified, we will send out the teams recognizing through a Bears backpack or some other method of the high-risk teams. And we will also send out what we've been doing traditionally over the past year or so, a little list with Jen Gary to publicize all of our scholar athletes for both the low-risk, moderate season and the high-risk season. So that's a really great thing. It's also a tremendous accomplishment when you think about the different modalities we've had with learning. We're in school, we're out of school, and now we have practice, crazy hours. So it's really a tremendous accomplishment for our athletes to earn those awards. So congratulations to the athletes. Also in the middle of the program, we take a little bit of extra time, and before we go with our varsity teams, to talk about our all-league and honorable mention activities. And we pretty much have everyone with the exception of ice hockey, which ironically I'm in charge of. I just haven't been able to get my act together as a section chairperson to have the meeting. But a lot of other sports have had this. There was a considerable amount of debate at the section level whether to have these awards this year, and with many teams, because it was a different season. But ultimately, the athletic directors thought that we've done it all the time, and we're going to be consistent, and we're going to reward our athletes this season just like we do every other. So without further ado, just a little hand clap. We have an all-league honorable mention for girls ice hockey, and that's Mo Poley. All right, congratulations, Mo. For wrestling, all-league, Jacob Hamblin, Matt Henry, Austin Matra, and Ian Sutherland. Congratulations to those gentlemen. For indoor track, which was really outdoors, we have Dave Arbili, Duncan Caruth, Louis Likens, and Brendan McBride. Congratulations to those folks. For girls indoor track, there again outdoors, Anna Peterson and Emma Winkler. Congratulations to you. For gymnastics, all league, Erica Hamill, Samantha Miller, and Emily Taylor. Congratulations to you. For boys skiing, Owen Cinta. Congratulations, Owen. For girls skiing, Mia Crivelli and Macy Marinich. Congratulations to you. All League girls basketball, Grace Galgano and Alexis Mark. Congratulations. All League boys basketball, Kobe Hart. Congratulations. Now for our all section honorees. We have for girls skiing at the open slalom, Macy Marinich. Congratulations. And all section girls basketball, Grace Galgano. Congratulations to all of our honorable mention, all league and all section participants and award winners. So congratulations to these are difficult things. This year, doing it on Zoom is a little bit different too. So I really like to congratulate those athletes. And without any further ado, let's meet our varsity athletes and our coaches. And let's start out with gymnastics and turn this over to Mr. Vince Savastano, our gymnastics head coach, and his assistant, Ms. Jen Hirschman. All right, coach, just got to unmute yourself there, buddy.
Should have learned that by now. Just wanted to welcome everybody and congratulate all the athletes on their accomplishments this year. Every year I do this, I'm amazed at the talent level and the way everybody competes and does a great job. So a great job. I wanted to thank you, Mr. Berardo, and the entire administration and the Board of Education for all your support this year. You really made it special for us to be able to compete this year, and these kids did a great job. I also wanted to thank my great assistant coach, Jen Hirschman. She goes above and beyond. She's an amazing teacher. She's excellent with the athletes. She always goes above and beyond what she has to do. And I couldn't do it without you, Jen. So thank you so much. Now I'd like to introduce our team, our gymnasts. We have Erica Hamill, junior captain. We have Bella Luna, junior. Anaya Marte, sophomore captain. Sammy Miller, freshman. Lindsay Schmidt, sophomore. And Emily Taylor, junior captain. We had the smallest team we've had in many years in my 28 years of coaching due to many factors. But with that being said, it was just a very special group. They became very close, and all the girls knew what they had to do and had a fine season. They worked extremely hard in the gym every day. They supported each other, helped each other, encouraged each other, and it was great to see. They came in each day. They knew what they needed to accomplish. They've been on the team for many years, and they just got the job done every time. Also, they improved tremendously. Many of them, well, actually everyone on the team scored their personal high this year on certain events, and that was a great thing to see. We had 3 all-league gymnasts, like Coach said. Coach Berardo said, Erica Hamill, Sammy Miller, and Emily Taylor, all-league gymnasts. Were really proud of that accomplishment. That was great. Coach Hirschman and I couldn't be more proud of you guys, and we're looking forward to a great senior year for a lot of you. We didn't have any seniors this year, which was very good, and now you're all going to come back next year, and we're going to have a better year than we did, and it was a fun year. 2 awards this year. Coaches Award. The first Coaches Award goes to a girl that is just an amazing student. As of right now, her GPA is 106. I haven't ever heard something like that. Amazing student, great captain, great leader. Coaches Award goes to Erica Hamill. Congratulations. And our next gymnast, MVP of the team, somebody that's a club gymnast that competes all year round, works so hard in the gym every day. She placed 5th on the vault in a culmination event that we had this year, and she did such a great job all year. MVP, Sammy Miller. Congratulations. Thank you, everybody. Great year.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that.
Yep.
And I will say that one of the, introducing Coach Scalia, this has to be, the things that Coach Scalia and I talked about this winter. This is one of the most unique seasons. I mean, you talk about a season that is usually indoors, and then you have the markings on the track at the Armory for indoors. Now, okay, so we might not want to go to the Armory, so we're going to have the traditional winter season outside. Great, we get started and the track's great, no snow, and then within the next week we get 18 inches of snow. So we're really in a conundrum there. And thankfully for our friends at Yorktown, once we kind of got everybody eligible, which seemed to take forever and a day, they plowed their track, and there's no slight against Glenn. Glenn's working on it, and we actually got a system down for the future, so that's a good thing for us, right? We had 2 meets at Yorktown. We had 1 meet, and then we had a league championship. So, but it was crazy. But Coach Scalia, take it away.
All right, thank you. Dean stole some of my thunder here. I was going to talk a little bit about that. But yeah, obviously this was a challenge for everyone, but we really had a tough go of this because our meets are indoors. So it was a challenge. I'll talk a little bit about do some thank yous and a little bit about the meets that we did have. So I want to start by thanking, Dean Berardo for his leadership with the athletic programs, keeping us in the loop with the latest protocols to keep us safe at practice. I especially want to thank our team parents for allowing their athletes to compete this season as well, and my athletes for their dedication. And as well, I want to thank my assistant coach, Mike Court, for all of his work with the throwers and sprinters during the winter season. So, Coach Berardo, again, said some of this already, but, typically all of our meets take place at either one of 2 places, either Rockland Community College or the Armory in New York City. This year, however, Rockland Community College was not allowing any high school teams to use their facility. And the Armory, which actually started off, with plans to have high school meets, decided to turn their facility into a COVID vaccination center. So indoor track quickly turned into outdoor track. So, with the school shut down for a week and some quarantine issues, we only had 3 meets. And thankfully, Yorktown was able to host us all 3 times. If you guys remember how cold it was in late January and February, I mean, it was like 15 degrees, brutal wind. And, our athletes were out there every single day in the cold, working really hard. And to be honest, and this is not even a joke, we actually had our throwers practice their shot put form using snowballs. So it shows you we didn't have access to the weight room, which we usually do. And, we made, the best we could with the situation. I really want to thank the athletes for enduring and persevering through this challenging season. They never complained about it, even in the bitter cold. They just wanted to get better. And I'm appreciative and proud of their efforts. So I'm going to start with the girls, and I'm going to announce the girls' track team. Clarissa Cuomo, Fiona Dodd, Michaela Goldberg, Sarah Luby, Anna Peterson, Madison Primavera, Margaret Regano, Nora Tui, Alexandra White, and Emma Winkler. So we were able to compete in 3 meets. And two of those were the league championship meet, which was a great thing that we were able to have one of those towards the end of our season. We had some solid performance from our distance runners, Sarah Luby, Maggie Regano, and Michaela Goldberg. Our mid-distance runners, Emma Winkler, Nora Tui, Fiona Dodd, all ran well in the mid-distance races, as well as the 4x200 relay. Anna Peterson was the team's top sprinter, running well in the 55 and 300 meters. And based on, again, our limited races this season, we had 2 girls make the all-league team. That was Emma Winkler for the 600 meters and Anna Peterson for the 300 meters. So we have 3 awards to give out tonight. The first one is a coach's award. Our coach's award this year goes to a senior who really stepped up the consistency and intensity of her training. She was a huge contributor to the team in the sprints and mid-distance events. Confident that she's in line for a very strong spring track season. And the coach's award goes to senior Nora Tui. Okay, we have 2 co-MVP awards to give out today. The first award goes to a veteran and team captain who is one of the most devoted runners I've had in a while. She ran well in the 1,500 and 3,000 meter races, and her training during this season was top notch. She's also done a great job once we finished the winter season of getting our girls team together to stay in shape each day outside after school. And she's been a great captain and a wonderful runner for us. The first MVP award, Sarah Luby. And our second award goes to a wonderful teammate, dedicated runner who did very well throughout the season. She was runner-up at our league championship meet in the 300 and 600 meters, and she shows a true passion for track and field, and she's a pleasure to coach, wonderful person. And she is also a spring track athlete, and she's out there running now every day, getting ready for the season. So our second MVP goes to senior Emma Winkler. Okay, now I'm going to go straight into the boys. The boys team I will announce right now. Here are our varsity and JV track and field members. Dave Arbeely, Anthony Ayala, Mike Cardona, Duncan Caruth, Roberto Crisostomo, Dylan Dodona, Mark Fedio, Kenny Galoso, Timoy Hazel, Liam Lenahan, Joseph Likens, Lewis Likens, Brendan McBride, Daniel Mckee, Antonio Medina, Philip Oistique, Chadwick Otto, John Palowski, Sean Palowski, and Marco Tahansky. Okay, so for a few highlights from our season, our 4x200 relay team, which consisted of Duncan Caruth, Lou Likens, Dave Arbeely, and Brendan McBride, they had a really nice come-from-behind victory to win the league championship meet with an amazing anchor leg by Brendan McBride. McBride also won the long jump and 300 meters as well at the league championship meet. Kenny Galoso was 3rd at the league championship meet in the shot put in his personal best. And Dave Arbeely was 4th in both the 55 meters and long jump. We also had some solid performances from distance runners Mark Fedio, Anthony Ayala, and Mike Cardona in the 1,600 and 3,200 meters. We did have 4 athletes make the all-league team. They were Dave Arbeely, Duncan Caruth, Lewis Likens, and Brendan McBride. Now, the good thing, even though we only had a couple of meets in the winter, I would say 95% of our winter track athletes come back for the spring season. So we started our off-season workouts this Monday, and it's been a great turnout so far. So our first award, we're going to give out 2 coaches awards and 1 MVP award. So our first award goes to one of our up-and-coming young runners. I'm basing this off of his practice performances. He gained confidence every single day of practice and stepped up his work ethic. And I could tell he really wants to get to a high level in this sport. And he's running with a great group of guys now to help him get there. And, he's a big part of our team now and will be in the future. Our coaches award, freshman Mark Fedio. Okay, our next award goes to another athlete who really didn't get a chance to compete this year, but I'm basing this as well off of his practice performances. He ran real tough, and this is a brand new sport for him. And he did the best he could in the cold every day and gained confidence, built up endurance, and he's going to be a big part of our team moving forward. Another coach's award goes to freshman Daniel Mckee. Okay, finally, we have 1 MVP award to give out, goes to the team's top overall performer. Last year, he was coming off of an all-section and all-state season. Obviously, the state and section championships were canceled for track this season, so the only options were the meets we had. He won 3 events at the league championship meet, including a personal best in the 55 meters, where he ran a really fast 6.7 seconds, which is in a normal year is usually right at the top of the section. He's a tremendous runner, and we're hoping to have a lot more competitive meets in the spring. So our MVP goes to senior Brendan McBride. And again, congratulations to all the athletes from every sport who persevered this winter, and best of luck.
Thank you, Coach Scalia. Thank you, Coach Court, for your excellent work this season. And let's turn this next team to recognize, that would be Mr. Bellucci with boys and girls skiing. And a little thank you also to Mrs. Rusinko, who helped out. It's always essential to have a person at the top of the mountain and the bottom of the mountain when we're skiing. So thank you to.
All right. Hello, everybody. And once again, just to reiterate what all the coaches have said so far, Mr. Berardo, unprecedented year, unprecedented seasons. And, without the help of Coach Berardo, the board, the administration, the parents, the kids, none of this happens. It turned from what could have been a miserable no season for skiing to really ending on a high note. It was just one of those things, as Mr. Berardo said already, the no snow early in the winter kind of put us behind the 8 ball, then the delay in the season, and then we got the storm. So that helped us out, not other sports, but it really helped us out up at the mountain. Things, once that turned around and we were able to get up there on a regular basis, things went really well for the team. They're just such a cohesive unit. I have 10 seniors on the team this year, just a wonderful group overall. It actually could be my largest team ever as far as the past 7 seasons I've been coaching, where the kids were really vested. And I think they, as other coaches said, they really took advantage of the situation, which wasn't great. And they said, let's make some lemonade. And they did a great job. And, not to, hopefully not lemonade in the snow, because we know what that is. But back to where we were. I do want to announce the kids' names before I forget them. I'll never forget this group. I mean, what a great group, and what a interesting year. And that'll just burn their names into my memory even further. So to start, we have Aiden Armisto, Andrian Ribka, Charles Bloss, Charlotte Smith, Clarice Hudus, Emily Rusinko, Henry Bloss, Isabel Jabornik, Isabella Didio, Lucas Bertone, Macy Marinich, Max Gambino, Mia Crivelli, Mikey Brill, Michael Rusinko, Owen Cinta, Ryan Neubauer, Sarah Bloss, Sarah Jabornik, Vlad Benarchuk, and Zoe Vlad. Just a great group of kids. As I've said, Ms. Rasinko is a huge help, as Mr. Berardo said, a great help. And, on both the boys and girls team, they race separate, but we practice together, and they really, what a bond they have. Just a great group of kids. And I kind of wish I could just have, for the 10 seniors, I could have all the colleges they're going to, because I mean, it's a who's who of great colleges in the United States, probably throughout the world. I mean, just to name a few: West Point, we have Notre Dame, and I could probably name 8 more that are top tier schools, and anyone would be lucky to get into. This is what a group of people this is. It's no wonder they were able to win that academic sports award that they got, just having this group, and it's one better than the next. They're just, I can't say enough about them, but I'll try to stop. So with that being said, we did compete in 2 races. We had, I don't know, 6 or 7 scheduled, and as everybody else met the COVID quarantine, we too met that, and so some of our races were canceled due to that, and surprisingly or not, we also had races canceled due to snow. Always an odd statement when you have skiing. But with that being said, we did do really well in our first meet. I believe we took second both on the boys and girls side. And then we had a and for Mia and for Macy. One that I think I slipped up on, Henry, was all league honorable mention, and I may not have given that. So Henry, congratulations there. So great job there. And Macy, of course, got all section, and I have to say she would have this year qualified with her time. She would have qualified for the state meet. No doubt. With that time, she was top 5, and that was a fantastic year. I just wish she would have had that chance to go to the States, but she is, in my book, a state qualifier. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to do a couple of coaches awards here, and they're going to go to, they're really most improved. And this year, I have to give the 2 most improved awards to Charles Bloss and Charlotte Smith, 2 great kids, young skiers, and their skills have just gotten better and better. No thanks to me. It's mostly to my older skiers who just pull them under the wing and do a great job at guiding them. And then Ms. Rasinko and I do our best to keep them going in the right direction. So 2 fantastic people. Congratulations there. My coaches awards this year go to 2 seniors, and I feel like every senior, all 10 of them, should get something. But Mr. Berardo said budget won't allow that, so I'm not going to argue with him. He's the boss. So the 2 senior awards, one goes to Henry Bloss, one of our captains. He and Owen kind of captained the boys team, and just fantastic young men, just people I could say would be proud to have them as my own sons, my own children. Just 2 special young men that will go very, very far in life, and I look forward to them coming back and giving back to the team, just with the experience they've had out there next year at college. And then my coaches award for our girls team is Macy Marinich. And, Macy, I've had her skiing with me, as many of them, since 7th grade. And again, she's taught me a lot more than I've taught any of the kids. And she is a phenomenal young lady, as all my skiers are. And just couldn't say enough great things about her. And I'll miss her a great deal, as I will all the teams, all the members of the team that are graduating this year, next year. But Macy got the other coaches award, well deserved. And I think the whole team really deserves it. I think every team this year, with COVID and with all the issues that we've all had to deal with, really deserve a coaches award. So Mr. Berardo, could you put that in the budget for next year? Get those all those coaches awards out to everybody. Great season, really phenomenal. And I'm going to stop there and if I forgot anyone on my list, I don't think I did. Oh, one last thing, Mia Crivelli was an honorable mention all section with her time. So that was a thing that came in later on. So I just wanted to put that out there. That is not on Mr. Berardo. That's me.
All right, Coach, I think we're losing you, but that's okay. Technology. All right, so thanks to Coach Bellucci.
And everybody else. Bye now.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Our next team to recognize, we're going to shift gears from the original winter sports to the ones that were authorized a little bit later, and that would be varsity boys basketball with Mr. Nelligan. And Mr. McGee is not able to be with us tonight, but Mr. Nelligan is going to speak about boys varsity basketball.
Thank you very much, Mr. Berardo. I think certainly this season was a lesson for the boys in what you can accomplish when you work together. Certainly putting this season together was a group effort, starting with the superintendent, to building administration, to the athletic director, the coaches, the kids, and the parents. So it's really amazing what people can do if they work together with a common goal. And I think certainly that was reflected in what happened in Brewster this winter. I'd like to take this time to personally thank Dean. I like to joke with him this year that he ought to have a cot in the back room there because he spends so much hours in Brewster. I think a lot of the time it goes underappreciated, and I know speaking for the boys basketball program, Dean, we really appreciate what you do for us. Certainly on a day like today, a lot of thanks are in order, and I'd like to begin by talking about Mike Castaldo and Matt Cunningham, my friends on the girls' side. It's been great working with them. They're really professional guys. It's fun talking basketball with them, and certainly nobody could be happier for their success than we are on the boys' side. They work really, really hard. They're fantastic with the kids, and we're honestly very, very happy and proud to share a gym with them. Thanks, fellas, and congratulations on your year. I'd like to thank my staff. It's been really fun watching Mike Nicastro grow as a basketball coach. I remember him when he was a 165-pound junior in high school and, couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. And he became a good basketball player, and he's certainly become a good coach too. So I want to thank Mike Nicastro for his efforts. I'd like to thank Jim Mckee. Jim couldn't be here tonight. He's my right hand. I don't know what we would be without him. He's certainly really connected with the kids. And, he's really been a partner in the truest sense of the word. So I certainly want to thank Michael and Jimmy on our side. They're such great additions to what we're trying to do here in Brewster. I'd like to name the players on our team before we move on. Jason Bersari, Connor Griffin, Clayton Harrison, Kobe Hart, Shane McLaughlin, Justin Modica, Christian Rhodes, Cooper Rookwood, Steven Switcher, Angelo Villavicencio, Dylan Velotis, and Bryce Washington. Like so many other of the teams that had issues this winter, we lost a number of kids due to COVID. We had kids come out late, and we really didn't get in our full team until game number 5 or 6. And we really started to play well towards the end of the season. Our best 3 games were our last 3. And to beat a good Yorktown team the last 2 games of the season was really a highlight for these kids. And I really appreciate their effort. Their maturity was off the charts. Their work ethic was fantastic. And it was really fun coming to work every day with these guys. They were a great, great bunch of kids. I have 2 awards to give out like everybody else. The first award I'd like to give out is a Most Improved Player Award. This kid's going to have the ball a lot next year as a junior or as a senior. He really made great strides from the JV last year and had his best game of the season, the last game of the year, when he had 14 points against Yorktown. So I'd like to give this year's Most Improved Player Award to Cooper Rookwood. And the last award I'd like to give is MVP. Our MVP this year is Kobe Hart. He was a 3-year varsity player, made all-league as a junior, and was an all-league player again this year as a senior, was the 4th leading vote getter in the league. And wow, was he good the last 3 or 4 games of the season. So no way we beat Yorktown in games 9 and 10 if we don't have Kobe. So congratulations to him. We're going to miss him, and we're going to miss all the seniors. But again, I'd like to extend my thank yous to all my coaching colleagues, to the athletic director, and to everybody that kind of made this all happen. Wow, what a year, right? Thanks, team.
Thank you, Mr. Nelligan. Coach Nelligan, appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Our next team to recognize is varsity cheerleading, and that would be with Coach Ms. Victoria Francis.
Hi guys, how is everyone tonight? I am Coach Tori, the head coach of the Brewster Varsity Cheerleading Program. I would like to thank Brewster Schools Administration and most importantly, Mr. Dean Berardo for the work he's put into all sports of athletics under the massive circumstances. I'm currently at practice, which is why I have my mask on. Stay safe. My girls and myself are very thankful to have been able to have competed in person at Yorktown's competition this past winter season and happily placed 3rd out of 9 teams while receiving the highest stunt execution score of the day. I would like to recognize all my winter competitive athletes, Miss Gabby Bartolomeo, Alicia Eder, Sam Kivel, Adit Morales, Lindsay O'Hara, Ashley O'Hara, Viviana Pakaruku, Ashley Rampola, Melina Salzar, Monica Serafin, and Ariana Torquay. Thank you to my 11 strong members of my program that came back ready to work hard this past season. Today, I will be honoring just 2 of my many exceptional athletes with the Coaches Award and Most Valuable Player Award. My Coaches Award is going to go to an athlete that worked extremely hard this past season to send reminders and multiple texts and encouragements to her teammates. She's a hard worker and driven athlete, going to tumbling practices, even outside of her own cheer practices to improve skills, sending me updates along the way. She reassures her flyer when attempting new skills, and I can confidently look toward her in any direction for any counts and questions about material on my end, and I know her teammates do the same. She's gained 2 new skills in a matter of months, and I appreciate the effort she exerts every day. With one other member commenting to her, even at practice, wow, you should be a coach someday. Because of all this and more, my Coaches Award goes to Miss Alicia. And of course, I have cheerleaders here, so they need to cheer. I also want to give my MVP award out. This athlete once told me, well, you know, cheerleading isn't really my sport. And when she said that, I was more taken back than anything because she is an irreplaceable athlete to my program and a huge asset to our routine. She cheers on her fellow members and is always ready to go again if something doesn't work out. Leaving another sport she loves to continue with the fall 2 season of cheerleading was a difficult decision, and I know all members are so happy that she's here. A pyramid is only as strong as its center back spot, or maybe I just think that because that was my position. My MVP for winter season is Ashley Rampola. Big thank you again, and I'm so happy to be continuing into our next season right now.
Thank you, Coach Tori. Appreciate that. Our next team to recognize and honor tonight is junior varsity and varsity wrestling, and that would be with Mr. Tom Luby.
How you doing? Can you hear me, Dean?
You're good, Coach. You're very good.
Okay. I'd like to begin by introducing the players. So let's go ahead and do that. JV, we had Aaron Armisto, AJ Aviles, Ryan Brace, Anthony Corrado, James Wong, Eric Jacobson, Derek Carlson, Andrew Pfeiffer, Angus Sutherland. And on the varsity, we had Christopher Bizignano, Shane Daly, Nicholas DeFabio, Jacob Hamlin, Jack Harrison, Matthew Henry, Austin Mantra, Jesse O'Connell, Massimo Perillo, James Ramirez, and Ian Sutherland. I'd like to start by thanking administration, board members for their support this year. It's been a trying year for everybody, for all the coaches, but we pulled together and we're able to get a season in. It was nice, especially for these seniors. Special thanks to Dean Berardo and Helen Piltman, and to all the parents for your help this season. Special thanks to senior club parents Chris and Jackie Bizignano and Lisa DeFabio. I'd like to thank Coach Ford and Coach Galaducci for all their help this season. They've been with me for Coach Ford especially for years now, and I couldn't do this without you guys. Our season record was 1-1 this year, a very short season. Needless to say, we got it in, and we do appreciate it. We had 4 all-league wrestlers: Ian Sutherland, Jacob Hanlon, Matt Henry, and Austin Mantra. Unfortunately, this year we are losing 7 seniors: Chris Bizignano, Jacob Hamlin, Matt Henry, Austin Mantra, Jesse O'Connell, James Ramirez, and Jimmy Wong. We're happy to get you guys all back on the mat and together again. The season was short. We're excited to get you all together to experience it one last time. And to see how excited you guys all were at the Carmel match really was priceless for us coaches. It was really exciting to see. You guys were really excited about your teammates and how well you guys did that match, winning that Carmel match at home. It was special. So we're going to miss all our seniors, and we wish you guys the best of luck in your future endeavors. We have a hard-working young group of kids involved in the program, and we're excited to have them all back next year for a great season. JV awards. A great wrestler and sportsman, always working hard, leads by example, and performed very well this year. He applied what he learned in practice and had a great first period pin in Carmel. He'll be a huge asset to our team as an upperclassman. Congratulations, Jack Harrison. New to the sport, started from square one, which is tough to do, and often wrestled above his ability level. He had a great attitude, worked very hard in practice, and he picked up skills quickly. We'll be looking forward to seeing how he improves in the future. Coach's award goes to Aaron Armisto. And now for the varsity awards. Most improved. This wrestler trained very hard, running and lifting in the off season. He has improved with each year and has had a great and secured a great win in Carmel to gain the lead and the victory. This wrestler has dedicated himself to improving, and it's paying off. Congratulations, Shane Daly. Coach's award. This wrestler joined the varsity team in 7th grade. He is a 4-year all-league wrestler and a 1-time divisional champion. His best season, he was 41-5. He has 90 career wins. He is a 2-time varsity captain, always a leader in the room, and will help the younger teammates to improve. He'll be attending Western State Community College in the fall. Congratulations to Jacob Hamlin. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach Luby. Our next team to recognize is, it's new to Brewster. It's not necessarily new to the section. If you don't know, Section 1 has been trying to promote and get off the ground a girls hockey team. Girls ice hockey is a sport that is popular throughout the state. And, the Section 1, under the leadership of Tess Bergen and our next coach, Ms. Stacy Worrell, have been really trying hard to get people in different schools together to participate in girls ice hockey. And we had some people this year that were interested, so it's only fitting and right to honor those young athletes. And at this point, I want to introduce Ms. Stacy Worrell to talk about her athletes and her team.
Good evening, everyone. Stacy Worrell here, and I am the varsity head coach for girls varsity ice hockey in Section 1. Because we are new, it feels really good to say that. We've been club for the past 2 seasons, but thanks to the support of communities like Brewster and athletic directors like Mr. Berardo, we've been able to get Section 1 girls varsity ice hockey up and running. So first, much like the other coaches on tonight's panel, I too want to thank all that are involved. What an incredible year to start a brand new sport. So you can imagine, as we anxiously awaited the state to approve high-risk sports, once that notice had come through and the work of Section 1 to get high school winter sports up and running was just simply exceptional. And then to have a sport that didn't exist before, that needed to merge 13 school districts to make a team. The work was just outstanding. And so we're just grateful that Brewster was part of that 13 school roster. We started in 2016 on this incredible journey to bring varsity ice hockey to girls here in Section 1. In February of 2020, we were approved as an interscholastic sport. And here we are. Our team quickly formed during the time when we were given notice that merged sports would also be able to participate. And not only did we have to figure out a team name, but also figure out a logo, find places in ice that would have us 6 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. of course it was, and also our home school in Scarsdale to provide us a place to have off ice practices. But we did it. We pulled it together again through the support and certainly through school communities like Brewster. And most importantly, we made history this year in many ways. Through COVID-19 and through all of these challenging experiences, we felt dedicated to provide our student athletes, because we were approved as a varsity interscholastic sport, an opportunity to play. And so we too have here in Brewster 3 participants from Brewster High School that were part of history in bringing our very first season of varsity girls high school hockey to the section. 10th grader, Elle Thompson, forward. 10th grader, Tony Onions, forward. And Mo Poley, all league honorable mention, grade 10, defense. We did have 6 a.m. practices, 9:30 p.m. practices, and their trips down to Scarsdale, their families, making that commitment to be part of this inaugural season during these challenges times, like I said, was clearly exceptional. Congratulations to all 3 of you on your very first varsity letter. And like I mentioned, again, special recognition to Mo for her all-league honorable mention honors.
Thank you very much, Coach. It's fun, you know, to be a trailblazer. So having had the opportunity to start a program here in Brewster, so I enjoy that, and it brings back memories of what we did to get the boys ice hockey team off the ground. So I understand exactly the pride that you have, and I know that your athletes look forward to celebrating more awards with their teammates, with the rest of the team in the near future. So thank you very much again, and I appreciate you coming on short notice. Okay, our next team to recognize is part of our merged ice hockey team with North Salem, Somers, and Yorktown, and that is our boys ice hockey team, and that's Coach Mr. Joe LePayne.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe LePayne. I've been here for the last 3 seasons. And before I get into introducing the team, I'd like to wish Coach Stacy, best of luck going forward. This sounds, awesome. And I really wish you the best of luck along with your athletes. So as we all know, this season has been nothing short of whirlwind and just an unbelievable season. So I want to introduce the team. Connor Brooks, Owen Cunningham, Dylan Filmer, Jesse Frey, Timothy Frost, Jacob Gasparini, Matthew Gergley, Ashley Goodliff, Matteo Gustadesegni, sorry about that, Matteo, Patrick McDonough, James McGowan, Dylan Weber, and Gabriel Weber. I'm thankful, very thankful for our athletic director, Dean Berardo, putting in his tireless efforts to get the season in for us, and his secretary, Ms. Pittman, for keeping me informed daily about student athletes. Mr. Berardo would relay information to me on an hourly basis just to make sure that the protocols were met, the kids' temperatures were checked, the health screenings were in, just so we were able to participate in our season. There were a few teams this season within hockey that unfortunately had to end their season due to quarantine. We were one of the 5 teams that were not in that situation. We were able to play our full 9 games, including our semifinal against the top-ranked team in the league. We found ourselves tied after the first period, giving it everything we had. The team was focused, determined, which showed all season long, and even going into this game, down by a goal after 2 periods of play was tremendous accomplishment, and the coaches could not be more proud of the way they played. Unfortunately, 3 days later, this top-ranked team went on to win the sectional title, but we gave it everything. Everything we had, we left out on the ice, and I'm so proud of the way the team played. Moving forward, I'd like to thank the parents for being so flexible and having to deal with constant changes throughout the season. We tried to make minimum modifications, but it just was nearly impossible this year. So thank you so much for adapting and understanding the changes that took place within the season. Big thank you to the parents that ran our Twitter page to keep our fans informed play by play, and to all the parents who run the spring season hockey team outside of school within the off season. Your commitment and devotion has been nothing short of amazing, and our program has grown so much because of that extra ice time. So thank you so much. Now to introduce our seniors, which I'm very grateful and happy for them to be able to play at the very least in the shortened season that we had. This group of athletes, with all our leaders this year, they were just a tremendous group to be around, and I am forever grateful for that. Timmy Frost, a great player to have on the team. He was an absolute force on our penalty kill this year, which we only allowed 9 goals on 25 power plays. Timmy had no fear blocking shots. One game he had a total of blocked shots on the penalty kill alone. He was a big part of the team, loves helping out in every way he could. A leader on the ice by his enthusiasm and motivation to compete. A real treat being around and able to coach him and know him as a person. Watching him grow as a player and improve his overall play was definitely a pleasure to be a part of. Ashley Goodliff, great work ethic. She persevered and was a great teammate both on and off the ice. Willing to take on any challenge, helped the younger players adapt to our workouts and our systems on a daily basis. Great athlete overall to be around and to be able to coach for the previous years. Jessie Frey, she was always showed up to the rink with a smile on her face, kept striving to reach her goals, and never, ever gave up. She tremendously improved in her overall skills from the previous season, a great teammate, and even a better person to be around. I commend her for her commitment and dedication to the team. So we have 2 awards to give, a coach's award and a MVP award. The coach's award goes to a player who was a key role for us on our team. Whatever situation he was in, we knew that we were safe. Power play, penalty kill, even strength. He was our quarterback basically on defense. He controlled the tempo of the play. First one to carry the puck, make a pass, or even make a smooth play on our defensive end. Always left the opposing team in awe, just the plays that he made. He was just very smooth. Truly a tremendous skilled defenseman that played the game exceptionally well. His awareness on the ice is something you don't come across every day. A major asset to have on any team. One of our leaders that led by example through his play, finished his varsity career with 11 goals, 43 assists. A great athlete and person I had the pleasure of coaching, Connor Brooks. Our second award goes for MVP. This person had 277 saves in 9 games played this season. He had a total of 1,450 saves in his high school career. He kept us in every game, making remarkable saves. His work ethic, both on and off the ice, has been nothing short of incredible. Constantly getting ice time for private lessons or clinics just to reach that next level. And you can tell he's ready for that next level. He really wants to play, and I wish him the best of luck. He wanted everyone around him to be the best that they can for the team, always putting the team first. He's definitely a leader and an all-around competitor. Just great kid all around. Matthew Gergley. So for the seniors, I wish you all the best of luck in the future. Please make sure you come back to visit, because we will definitely miss you. Keep your grades up, study hard, and keep making a positive stride to reach your goals. With your work ethic and your passion, I have no doubt that your futures will be bright and full of accomplishments. Remember, you can do anything your heart desires. You have the willing to push yourself to redeem the positive outcome and reward. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach. Appreciate it. And now our final team to honor this evening, that would be our varsity girls basketball team with Coach Mr. Mike Castaldo.
Thank you, Dean. Good evening, everyone. I'd first like to start out by thanking our parents. You guys were absolutely amazing this year. From all the last-minute changes to practices and games to the daily health screener, you guys were unbelievable. I can't thank you enough. And just to piggyback off everybody, Dean, thank you for everything. To the administration, to allowing us to have this winter season. It was amazing. For Kyle Wood, thank you for everything you do for our program. And also, again, Coach Castro, Coach Nelligan, it's a pleasure working with you guys and sharing the gym. You know, Coach Cunningham and I really enjoy seeing you guys. And like I said, it's a pleasure. Lastly, I want to thank Coach Cunningham. He's been with us for 4 years now. And guys, I can't tell you how invested he is into our program, not only into the JV, but into the varsity. He's a tremendous asset to our program, and we are really lucky to have him. Now I'd like to introduce our team: Madison Dakin, Sophia Alzugare, Adriana Calicia, Grace Galgano, Sophia Dodd, Kate Katsatos, Sam Ferrara, Katie Bergstrom, Leanna Riley, Carly Delanoy, and Alexis Mark. And just a huge shout out to them playing basketball and masked and just every sport, to all the athletes out there. Just a hat off to you. It's absolutely brutal. You know, as a PE teacher, I know I'm playing games and it's awful. So just, you know, I really commend every athlete, you know, this winter season. This has been one of the most memorable years I've had here in 9 years. The girls finished the regular season 7-3. We beat John Jay and Somers during the regular season, which is always a, you know, a bucket, you know, let's do on our season. We were able to earn the 2 seed in our regional playoff bracket. We also got to play John Jay and Somers again, and we did beat them to reach the championship game against Mayapack, which we just fell a few points short in that game. I see Coach Wood is laughing. He was at the game. It was a little bit more than a few points. Anyway, with that being said, I'm just really lucky to have been a part of this season with these girls, playing 13 games. If you would have asked me December 1, would we be playing, I'd say no. So congratulations to the seniors, to the team. I'm proud of you. Thank you for everything. This has been a remarkable year. The first award I want to give out is the Coaches Award. It goes to a 4-year varsity member, 3-year starter. She was captain during her senior year. And I really hope every younger girl and player on the team paid attention to her this year. Her attention to detail in film and practice and game planning on certain players, it was just off the charts. And it's really amazing how she has grown from a freshman who was super quiet, who never said anything, to an amazing leader who helped us have a great season and a great run to a championship year this year. And our Coaches Award goes to Carly Delanoy. So congratulations, Carly. Thank you for everything. Last award I want to give out is our MVP award. This player had statistically the best season I've ever seen as a coach. This is 9 years here at Brewster and 15 years overall. She averaged 18 points a game, 15 rebounds, and over 5 blocks. For the second straight season, she led the entire section in blocks. And for the second straight season, she finished second in rebounding, which is amazing. She's been a starter since she was in 8th grade, and each season she gets better and better and better and better. And our MVP this year goes to Grace Galgano. So Grace, congratulations. I'm really proud of you. To all the coaches, congratulations. To the athletes, congratulations. Thank you, everybody.
I just want to show, but this is an example. We'll get this engraved and hang it up downstairs so it's on display for part of the history of Brewster High School. So that's a great thing. Okay. Thank you to Mike, and thank you to the girls basketball team. Athletes, really, this has been a crazy season. You'll never forget it. I hope you don't forget it for the right reasons, because I think there were a lot of good things. You know, despite the challenges that we went through, we had a lot of fun, and we made a lot of memories for us. So congratulations to all our athletes. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Thank you to the coaches and the families and the administration, everybody. And we hope to get some kind of a more of a traditional awards night back for the fall 2 season. We'll see. If not that, maybe for the spring season. But we appreciate, and thank you for all that you do for the positive representation of Brewster High School. Have a good evening.